Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Coach Cady Arena in Oxford, Ohio, and the Goggin Ice Arena, home of the Miami RedHawks. Tonight's teams are the Arizona State Sun Devils and the Miami RedHawks. The Sun Devils are coming into tonight's game with a season record of 15-9-1 and an NCHC record of 10-5. RedHawks coming into the match with a season record of 3-20-2. NCHC record of 0-15. Now, it's been last month since these two faced off, as in it was yesterday. Happy February, everybody. But yesterday, these two faced off, and it was a win for the Arizona State Sun Devils, with Arizona with 7, Miami with 1. And I think that's about all the time we have for the pre-show for tonight. You're listening to Red Hawk Radio. Stay tuned for Puck Drop.
Welcome in, everyone, to Steve, Coach Cady Arena as we get set for this triple header match on Red Hawk Radio today. Earlier, 2 basketball wins. Luke West-Poli over in the NCHC TV booth tonight was calling those, and now we get some Miami hockey here at Goggin Ice Center as the Miami RedHawks take on the Arizona State University Sun Devils in the second day of a back-to-back. Last night, we saw the Arizona State Sun Devils come away with a 7-1 victory. My name's Jeff Middleton alongside Aiden Sones. As we talk about last night's loss for the RedHawks, really we talked about it with Dylan Moulton and head coach Anthony Noreen after the game. Dylan Moulton expressing his heartfelt concern about that loss, saying it was, quote, honestly embarrassing about their play last night, despite the fact that it felt pretty even through all 3 periods. Of course, the third period, Arizona State kind of took control of the game. Miami pushed. They ended up getting a goal from Moulton, but could not tack on anything more on Luke Pavicic, who's back in net for the Sun Devils tonight. So, Aiden, what do you think should the RedHawks focus on tonight?
Yeah, honestly, last game was, as you were saying, it felt a bit more even than the score should have told. But again, a 7-1 loss is a 7-1 loss. So if I'm Miami, I would just forget about yesterday. Again, it is just a common trend for Miami hockey that they end up having a lot closer games in the second game of their matchups. So I am expecting a lot closer of a game today.
So the last time out, you talked about Friday night being a lot more separated than Saturday night. The last series that the RedHawks played against the number 3 team in the country, Western Michigan, an 8-3 loss in favor of the Broncos. And then the next day, Miami came out and only lost 2-0. Ethan Dahlmeyer, who's in net for the second start after being injured against North Dakota here in Oxford, is back in net for the RedHawks tonight. And we will hear his name called along with the rest of the Miami starting lineup as we get set for that and the national anthem here at Steve Coach Cady Arena. So we'll step aside, give it off to Scott Shriver and the PA announcer as we get set for this second of a 2-game matchup. We will be right back with you here on Red Hawk Radio. Back here at Coach Cady Arena at the Goggin Ice Center here in Oxford, Ohio. My name is Jeff Middleton alongside Aiden Sones as we get set for the second half of a back-to-back between the number 12 Arizona State Sun Devils and the Miami RedHawks. Arizona State 15-9-1 coming in to the second game, 10-5-0 in the NCHC. Miami 3-20-2 overall, still looking for their first conference win as they are 0-15-0 to this point. Starting goaltenders, Luke Pavicic started last night, the senior from Clarence Center, New York. Transfer from UMass Lowell, 9-5-0, 2.28 goals against, .918 save percentage, gave up only a goal last night. And for the RedHawks, it's Ethan Dahlmeyer. In his first year as a RedHawk, 10 games played, 9 of which he started, a 1-6-1 record, 3.82 goals against average, and an .877 save percentage. Arizona State back in their maroon jerseys. They've got yellow collars, maroon helmets with the Arizona State trident on the side. Yellow Arizona State in text across the front with white accents. Yellow stripes with white accents on the sleeves and on the bottom of the jersey. Maroon pants and maroon socks. And Miami goes with their retro CCHA look with Miami script across the front, gray pinstripes that read Love and Honor, red numbers, red stripes on the arms, red pants, white helmets, and white socks. And this first line, a few changes, which we'll touch on here in a moment, but an all-freshman starting line for Miami as this puck is dropped and we are underway here at Goggin Ice Center as Arizona State wins it back and quickly plays it into the Miami zone. John Emmons comes out with the puck, though, after the goal line. Gives it off to Casper Nassen, who engages in a battle with Noah Beck. Puck is ping-ponging around in the neutral zone. Then Theodore Forcinder comes up with it, gives it back to Dylan Moulton, and Moulton will find John Emmons, who tries to chip it through early. John Emmons tries to find Forcinder, but Noah Beck's stick got in the way. He plays it over to his defense partner, that's Sam Court. Court plays it back to Beck behind the goal line, and then back to Court, just a little game of catch there. And now it's Charlie Shane the other way. Charlie Shane fires off the glove of Ethan Dahlmeyer, so the first save for the first-year goaltender. Now it's Brayson Boser. Down to Bennett Shimmick, now back to Boser. He plays it across for his partner Dowd. Back to Boser at the near point. Boser fires off the post. Dahlmeyer had no idea where that one was, and it hit off the post and deflected back out to the near half wall. Now it's Cullen Potter. That's Cullen Potter. Tried to find a man across ice, but it was taken off his stick by Theodore Forsander, who will just dump it in and go off for a change as Colby Ambrosio goes into forecheck. Now Anthony Dowd plays it up for Cruz Lucius. Lucius plays it across. Finds a teammate Ty Jackson, now over to his brother Dylan. Dylan below the goal line, plays it out in front. Puck is loose in the slot, but Hampus Rydquist is there first, and he'll just flip it out for Christoph Filion to chase Joel Schellberg into the Arizona State end. Now Ty Murchison will just rim it around the far wall. Blake Messenberg and Hampus Rydquist there as Messenberg comes out with it, and he'll just dump it in and go for a change. Now Lucas Sillinger, one of many goal scorers for Arizona State yesterday. Also the brother of Cole Sillinger. He has it here across the blue line. Now Dylan Jackson shoots. That's blocked by the shin pad of Rihard Simonovic. Simonovic plays it over near side in the neutral zone for Matt Zukovac. He'll chip it off the boards and chase it himself. Now Noah Beck again. Stops, loses a man. That's Ryan Sullivan, the captain for this RedHawks team, and plays it up for Sillinger. Sillinger makes a deke around Cara Gioiello, tries to play it into the zone, but Dylan Moulton whacks that one away and gains possession. Now Tanyan Baser inserted into this lineup tonight. Raymond Vitalin's out for head coach Anthony Noreen tonight, along with Johnny Waldron, who's been missing the last couple of games for the RedHawks. Puck is dumped in by Cara Gioiello. He has it now on the near side. He plays it down low where John Emmons is there to retrieve. He's hit hard, and there's going to be a penalty here. Anthony Dowd is going to go to the box for Arizona State. Believe it will be for tripping.
Yeah, already a common theme we've seen for these Miami RedHawks. They always start off strong, I've noticed, and this is no exception. Back and forth hockey for sure. There was a little bit of a troubling moment there when there was a puck that just hit the corner of the crossbar. And again, you're right, Dahlmeyer did not see it, but it's a good thing it didn't go in, and now this is huge for the RedHawks as they are on the power play. So the RedHawks power play had a couple of good chances last night, including a post, but was unsuccessful.
They gave up 2 shorthanded goals, and we might get a chance for another one here as Bennett Shimmick is to the puck first in the Miami zone after a quick clear by Artem Schlain, the New Jersey Devils prospect. Puck was turned over behind Dahlmeyer's net, and now it's Michael Quinn who brings it into the neutral zone, turns around to try and find Forsander, but he gives it instead to Casper Nossen. Nossen has it again, and he'll just rim it around where Braden Morrison's there to pick it up. Morrison loses the puck momentarily, and Joel Shelberg for Arizona State will just send it all the way down. And we talked to Coach Noreen after the game, and he said that towards the end of the game, there were some guys who probably wouldn't be getting power play time outside of this had they not been who we considered to be the best players on the ice for the RedHawks. And, you know, Theodore Forsander, John Emmons, guys who don't usually get power play opportunities, as now it's Connor Hutchison with a chance. Fired shot by Spencer Cox on the pass by Hutchison, but he sent that one wide. A little bit of a cluster in the net, but now it's Pavicic doesn't have a stick. One-timer from Ambrosio on the near side, but that one is fluttered wide. The puck is sent all the way down. It was Ethan Schmaggy on the clear. Now John Emmons brings it across the blue line. He'll dump it back for Colby Ambrosio, who will just send it right back to where it came from to John Emmons. 2-on-2 battle in the near corner. Right in front of the Crawford's dog, Ivy. Or excuse me, that's Newton. Consistent attendee of these hockey games. Arizona State comes out with it, though, and now it's Schlain moving into the RedHawks zone. One hand defends it from Hutchison, tries to wrap it around. He's taken down, and he's down in the corner. There will be no penalty call here. Schlain is still face down in the corner, and he is not moving. Shot from the RedHawks, and they're just going to blow the play dead. Yeah, Artem Schlain is down, and he has not moved.
Oh, wow.
This is not good. He went into those boards hard.
I do think the right call was a no penalty, but it's just awful to see a player, not even just a Red Hawk player, just a player in general, be injured on the ice like that.
Artem Schlain, the graduate student from Moscow, Russia, transferred from Northern Michigan, and over a point per game. He's been a fantastic performer for these Sun Devils so far, and this is a pretty serious injury, I believe. There are multiple people here on the ice, and not sure if they're calling for a stretcher or not, but yeah, they are going to bring the stretcher out here on the ice, and man, you just hate to see that. I mean, it was a kind of an awkward play as he just went into the boards really hard after trying to wrap the puck around, and you just hope that it's nothing too serious. We are less than 5 minutes into this game, still 9 seconds remaining on this Miami power play, but clearly not the primary concern as hope everything's going to be okay with him. Like we said, a really important part of this Sun Devils team, and like you said, Aiden, anytime a player goes down, no matter what team it is, that's never a good sign, especially when, you know, yesterday there was that penalty to Zane Dempsey, who is back in the lineup tonight, but it was a game misconduct and a 5-minute major for boarding, and it was number 25, Kyle Smolin, who went down for the Sun Devils and really didn't get back up unless he had help, and ended up playing the rest of the game, fortunately. So you just hate to see this, but we are going to take a break here while we get things sorted out on the ice. We'll be back with you in just a moment. Back here at Steve Coach Cady Arena as Artem Schlane is being taken off by the stretcher. And after looking at it on replay, really, really hard hit by Spencer Cox. We thought it was kind of a bang-bang play. Thought it might have been just kind of an awkward fall, but no, it was a really, really big hit by Spencer Cox. Wasn't a headshot per se, but as Schlane is wrapping the puck around on the far side of the net, Spencer Cox comes in and lays the body check. And you mentioned it off air, Aiden, but it's hard because it wasn't an open ice hit. It was, you get hit and then you slam into the boards as well. And now it's, you have to play another 55 minutes almost of a hockey game. And not only have the Sun Devils lost one of their best players, but when you see someone go down like that, no matter who it is, it's hard to play a hockey game after that.
Yeah, as we were saying, it did appear to be a clean hit. It just was very unfortunate location on the ice of where that hit was, just being a few feet out from the boards, and that's where Schlane ended up. So we're still on 5-on-4 hockey, though, with 9 seconds remaining.
So we are, like you said, Aiden, we are going to be on the power play. Miami will be up a man as there's a shot from Rydquist from the near point, and this game has resumed. Quick start for Miami, and obviously hoping all the best for Artem Schlane. If we get an update on him, we will let you know, as this Miami man advantage is over, and that's an icing on Hampus Rydquist. So like we said, less than 5 minutes into the game, a big hit causes an injury, and now if you're the Sun Devils, you have a choice to make. You have one of your first line center is out now, and now you've got to really make some decisions if you're head coach Greg Powers on who's going to take that spot. And now you need production from your other lines to try and make up for the kind of production that Schlane was giving you. I mean, a multi-point night last night. He was crucial in the Arizona State 7-1 win last night, but nonetheless, Sun Devils will have to play without him as Rydquist lays a big hit on Sillinger in the open ice. Now Sillinger again in the Arizona State offensive zone. Noah Beck tries to leave it off for Ty Jackson, and he gives it off to Court. Court to Sillinger, back to Jackson. Jackson's not able to corral the pass on the far side. Now to Sillinger on the near side, moves center point. Sillinger holds, fires. That one hits Dahlmeyer on the blocker. Rebound sitting in front, and Zane Dempsey's there with the stick and lobs it all the way down for another RedHawks icing. Arizona State moving left to right in this first period. Miami moving right to left. With 14-13 remaining in this first period, 3 shots on goal for the Sun Devils and 2 for the RedHawks. As we do see the ambulance out through the Goggin Ice Center windows. That is the fortunate part of this beautiful facility, is you get to see out, and unfortunately we have to see that right now. As hoping all the best for Artem Schlane and hoping that it's nothing too serious and that his recovery is as quick as it can possibly be. So a far side defensive zone draw for the RedHawks. It's won by the Sun Devils, and the RedHawks are going to go to the penalty kill here. Zane Dempsey trips up Cruz Lucius, and he's going to go to the box for tripping.
Yeah, as we were saying last game too, we wanted to really be careful about the penalties that Miami was committing, because Arizona State's power play is nothing to be laughed at. Last time I checked, they were 4th in the entire NCAA in power play percentage. So it is definitely going to be a very crucial 2 minutes early on in this game.
So Miami, who just did not get anything really on their own power play, is now on to the penalty kill as they win the draw and send it all the way down. Noah Beck is back to get it for the Sun Devils, and he will start from his own zone. Beck drops it back for Dylan Jackson. Jackson makes a move around Simonovic and plays it Dahlmeyer. Dahlmeyer fans on the play out, and Jackson has a moment trying to get it back on net, but ends up going wide and then ends up hitting the official on the clearing attempt by, I believe that was Simonovic. So there's a battle in the far corner now. Now it's Kyle Smolin. Smolin rims it around for Ryan Kerwin. He's unable to keep that puck in as it was along the dasher, and now Arizona State will have to regroup, and here they are back in the zone. Kerwin, the spinning pass to Dylan Jackson on the far side. Now Noah Beck at the far point. Beck throws that one towards the net. It just ends up hitting the end wall, and Simonovic plays it up toward the point, and Frankie Caragiello is going to try and get it out. He's unable to do so, and now it's Sillinger, far side. Now Smolin on the back door scores. A tic-tac-toe play. Sillinger to Jackson. That's Dylan. Over to Smolin, and he scores the first goal of the game for the Sun Devils. And on the power play as well.
Yeah, that was the danger we really wanted to heighten early on. The power play is lethal for these Sun Devils. And again, they are known for, I noticed last game as well, that tic-tac-toe type of style of hockey, especially when on the man advantage. So it isn't very surprising that they managed to use that strategy again to end up scoring a goal leading 1-0.
Yeah, a lot of their success yesterday came from seam passes just like that. And you can see why, as that connection between that first power play unit out there for Greg Powers gives ASU a 1-0 lead as plays back underway with 12:48 remaining in this first period. It's Cruz Lucius for Arizona State. He tries to fire a pass. It was to Bennett Shimmick, but he is unable to corral it. Now Lucius has it back again, one-on-one against Michael Quinn. Lucius dangles around one, but he gets the puck poked off his stick by Connor Hutchison. Now it's Nassen in the far corner of the RedHawks zone. Now it's Lucius again, tries to play it to the front, but Dahlmeyer's stick on the ice prevented that. And now Theodore Forsander on the near side has the puck taken off his stick by Cullen Potter. Here's Potter, we know he has wheels, used those last night, scored a goal as well. Backhands it, trying to find Lucius, but it hits the skate of Spencer Cox, who laid that big hit on Artem Schlain earlier in the game, causing him to be sent off with an injury in an ambulance, when there was no penalty called on that play either, as the referees deemed it a clean hit, but an unfortunate injury. That's Cox again, and there's Kyle Smolin coming in, probably giving Cox just a little bit a taste of his own medicine. Colby Ambrosio stood up at the line by Ty Murchison, who we know can throw his body around, was doing plenty of that last night against these RedHawks. Now it's Shellberg. Shellberg tries to play far side for Kerwin, but he's unable to corral a heater, and it bounces all the way down to Dahlmeyer, and Kerwin shoves Rydquist into the net, and there's 4 RedHawks around him, and probably not the best business decision there, but ends up staying on his own 2 feet, and we get to our first media timeout of the game with 11:33 remaining in this first period. It's ASU 1 on the goal by Kyle Smolin on the power play, and Miami 0. We will be back with you here on Red Hawk Radio in just a moment. Back here at Steve Coach Cady Arena, Jeff Middleton alongside Aiden Sones. 11:33 remaining in this first period as ASU finds themselves up 1-0. We get an offensive zone draw for the Sun Devils. It'll be the 4th line of Ryan Alexander, Kyle Gordon, and Kyle Smolin, the goal scorer. Smolin gives off to Beck after the face-off win. Now it's Alexander with a shot. That's tipped in front by Gordon, but Dahlmeyer pads that one away to the near side. Now Simonovich plays it to the far side for Moulton, who will just poke it up to Chupani, who's unable to clear the puck, and now it's Cole Gordon again. Gordon had it for a moment, but it was taken off his stick by Moulton and sent down to the Arizona State end, as now it's Ryan Alexander through the neutral zone on this near side. Now Dylan Moulton, after the dump in by Alexander, gives off for Simonovic. Simonovic tries to find Christoph Filion on the center M, but he ends up having that hit off his skate and right to Brazen Boser. Puck is played to the Redhawks end. It's Sillinger. Gave off for Ty Jackson, but Max Dukovac intercepted a pass, and now a battle ensues on the far half wall. 2 Redhawks and 2 Sun Devils there to try and gain possession. The Redhawks come out with it. It's Dylan Moulton up on the near side, plays it up for Tanyan Baser. Baser played it up for Dukovac, had that puck stripped from him by Dylan Jackson. Now Jackson gets it back from his brother Ty. And Dylan Moulton just swats the puck away from him and plays it back out to neutral ice. Now it's Boser. Was just behind the red line though, and he played that up. Tried to find a teammate, but ended up missing everybody and goes down for an icing.
Now, we were saying off camera that this is a very physical game already, you know. I know we don't really measure hits in this type of league, but we didn't look at a lot of hits, whether it is Cox hitting against Shalane early on or someone hitting Cox later in the game. But it'll be interesting to see, will this theme transcend towards later in the game?
Kasper Nassen through center ice, gives it off for Emmons on the near side, enters the zone. Now Nassen behind the goal line, gives off for Forsander, who plays it up for Quinn far point. Quinn, purposeful bank off the end wall for John Emmons. John Emmons brings it up near point and will just rim it around again for the stick of Nassen, but a good play by Anthony Dowd to intercept that pass, and he'll send it out, trying to find a teammate. He kind of puts his head up in disgust, knew he probably should have made a better play there, and instead it's an Arizona State icing. So we're going to talk about a little bit about these lineup changes. We talked about Raymond Vitalins was in last night, no longer in tonight. Instead, it's Tanyan Baser on the 4th line with Captain Ryan Sullivan and Max Dukovac. And like we said earlier, that first line, all freshmen first line for Anthony Noreen. As Spencer Cox tries to put a shot on. Instead, it's Shellberg who drops it, or blocks it, I should say. And we'll just play it in as he lets his forwards go off for a change. Now Hampus Rydquist to Frankie Caragiello. Big hit laid there by Charlie Shane. See who these first liners play with. It will be Kyle Smolin, the goal scorer, playing between these 2 first liners, Ryan Kerwin and Charlie Shane for Arizona State. A shot by Smolin goes on net. Ethan Dahlmeyer has to go into the butterfly to make that save, but ends up doing so easily. And a dump play by the Redhawks will just send it back out to the Arizona State end. Now it's Smolin, tries to give off for one of Shane or Shellberg, who were right behind him, but he played it right between the 2, and now it's Shane again. Shane has his pass attempt blocked by a kneeling Dylan Moulton. So the Sun Devils will just dump it in, and it's too hard, so ends up going back to neutral ice anyway. And we kind of saw this last night, Aiden. Not really much offensive possession unless it was on special teams. Kind of teams going back and forth. Not a lot of, when you see North Dakota and Denver play against the Redhawks, whether it's in person or watching on NCHC TV or whatever the case may be, it's a lot of offensive zone possession time, and Anthony Noreen stressed that the Redhawks need more of that in tonight's game, which they haven't really gotten a lot of that so far through this first period. Instead, it's Cullen Potter for the Sun Devils. He one-hand passes it up to Bennett Shimmick. Instead, it's dumped in by the Redhawks. It's played behind his net by Luke Pavicic, and he'll just dump it all the way out as Matt Chupani receives a hard pass from Hutchison, but it's just offside.
Yeah, what you were saying earlier with these line changes, when I was taking my notes for today's game, I noticed something interesting about the lines from last game. Kasper Nassen has not played left wing at all this entire season except for last game, so seeing him back at right wing on the first line with the freshman line of Forsander, Emmons, and Nassen will be a great way to see how they can handle that first line pressure.
It's always interesting because Kasper Nassen, known for his one-timer, plays on the left side on the power play, but like you said, Aiden, has been on the right wing, usually of Ryan Sullivan and Christoph Filion, but not this weekend, as Christoph Filion is playing with Blake Messenberg and Matt Chupani on tonight's 3rd line, and Sullivan centering Baser and Dukovac on the Redhawks' 4th line. Redhawks sent it down for an icing, so we will get a far side defensive zone draw for Miami. It'll be Messenberg against Gordon. Puck is tied up, sent to the far half wall where a battle ensues. It's 3 Redhawks and 2 Sun Devils, and the Sun Devils come out with it after a nice kick play. Now it's Bozer over to Dowd. Dowd fires that one, right pad save by Dahlmeyer, and Charlie Shane just throws it back in deep. Good play by Michael Quinn to pickpocket Cole Gordon, and they will play it up and get a breakout as all the Redhawks except for Matt Chupani go for a change. Shane tries to find Alexander through the middle, but a good intercept by John Emmons on the center M. And he will just play it in deep as he's smacked by Gordon. Now it's Dowd. Dowd plays it over for Bozer, but the forecheck of Emmons is too hard for him. Had a trouble with the first pass, but ended up getting it out of the zone anyway. Charlie Shane going to try and send it in, but Simonovic stops that effort, and now the Redhawks will go on the forecheck here. It's Emmons and Nassen against Shellberg and Ty Jackson in the near corner of the offensive zone for the Redhawks. Once again, the Sun Devils win the loose puck battle, something that also Anthony Noreen has continued to emphasize is if you want to score goals, you got to win those loose puck battles, and as of now, the Redhawks have not done it in this first period. So I'm sure that's going to be a point of emphasis here through the final 6:20 of this first period and through the rest of the 2 periods. Play is sent all the way down to the Redhawks' end. Arizona State looking to try and generate some offense here, but instead, once again, it's kicked out, almost kicked out to neutral ice by Frankie Caragiello. Instead, he gives it back to Rydquist, who plays it up for Colby Ambrosio. Ambrosio tries a bank pass to Rydquist, but that's taken off the stick of Rydquist on the wall in front of the Arizona State bench and played back to the Arizona State pair of defensemen. That's Sam Court and Noah Beck. Now it's Ty Jackson holding center point. Now Court in front. Court shoots, he scores! Another bang-bang play for the Arizona State Sun Devils as they go up 2-0. It's Sam Court, the defenseman, pinching in on the near side. All of the Redhawks looking down low toward the net. Court snuck in backdoor and hit Twine.
Yeah, it seems like Ethan Dahlmeyer's glove was just underneath the puck as it goes towards the upper echelon of the net, leading to a 2-0 Arizona State Sun Devils game right now.
And it was Ty Jackson who made the initial play. That's a great pass by Bennett Shimmick as well. He was the one next to the Redhawks net as Redhawks try and find some offense here. Tanyan Baser with a shot, gets the rebound, but tried to bat it out of the air, and that was a failed attempt, but a good one nonetheless. And now it's Cruz Lucius through the middle, but a good play by Michael Quinn to smack the loose puck off his stick. Now Quinn again has it, gives it for Hutchison on the near side, through the neutral zone, crosses the red line, plays it cross corner for Blake Messenberg, but he's unable to get there, and now it's Lucius on a great bank pass by Bozer. Cullen Potter hit hard by Christoph Filion, but not before he could use one hand to poke it all the way down into the Redhawks zone. Now Dylan Moulton plays for his partner Hutchison. Hutchison with a stretch pass to Filion, but that's intercepted for a moment by Shellberg, and then he ends up turning it over as he's hit hard by Filion on the rebound. In front of the Arizona State bench, another battle ensues, and it's kind of felt back and forth, and once again, Anthony Noreen really taking notice of how Arizona State doesn't need many chances as they go offside, but they don't need many chances to score. They've taken their chances, they run with them, and they put them in the back of the net when they get them, and it just comes down to moments, and that's what we've had here today. Not really any dominant possession, and all they've needed is a couple good passes in a row, and that has put them up 2-0 as we hit our second media timeout of this first period. 4:22 remaining in this first frame. 2-0 is our score in favor of the visiting Sun Devils. We will be back here on Red Hawk Radio in just a moment. Back here at Goggin Ice Center here in Oxford, Ohio. My name's Jeff Middleton alongside Aiden Sones as we get set for the final 4:22 of this first period. Miami Hockey down 2-0 to the Arizona State Sun Devils. So we will get a near side neutral zone draw in the Miami half of the ice. It'll be the all-freshman line for Anthony Noreen as the third line of Lucas Sillinger, Ty Jackson, and Dylan Jackson set to take it for the Sun Devils. Ty Jackson wins it back to Court, the goal scorer, second goal scorer for the Sun Devils. The first goal was scored on the power play by Kyle Smolin. The RedHawks try and create something here. John Emmons getting in on the forecheck against Noah Beck. Noah Beck will just calmly backhand it to his partner. That's Court, and he will get it back after a quick play by Dylan Jackson. Now John Emmons with it. He tries to play it up to the point. He does. Now Moulton near side, but Moulton ends up hitting the official, and it bounces kind of into a space where nobody's occupied. Now it's Lucas Sillinger. Sillinger tries to play it up. Big hit by Moulton on Ty Jackson, who didn't have the puck. A little shocked there wasn't an interference penalty there. I think so was Jackson, but nonetheless, we play on. Now it's Lucas Sillinger on the near side. John Emmons there before him, though, as he'll just play it up for Theodore Forsander. Forsander backhands one off the glass, and we'll just go for a change here as the Miami third line comes out. It's Colby Ambrosio. Ambrosio playing between Braden Morrison and Frankie Caragiollo. Looks like we might have already, it's Morrison centering those two. Spencer Cox fires from the point, but an easy save there by Pavicic. Now it's Ryan Kerwin. Kerwin will just play it back for Anthony Dowd as try to break it out of their own zone. Good pass by Bozer to find Cole Gordon on this near side, and he'll just play it in deep where Ryan Alexander's there to meet him. Alexander plays it up to Shellberg as his partner goes for a change. A shot there. Ethan Dahlmeyer didn't see it, but ended up getting in the way, and we're going to get another RedHawks penalty here for holding. Not sure who it's going to be. It's probably, I believe it's going to be Hampus Rydquist.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Hampus Rydquist, 2-minute minor for holding. And again, if you're the RedHawks, this is kind of the worst case scenario. You're already down 2-0. There's only 2.5 minutes left in this first period. But to try to score that first goal going into the first intermission likely seems almost impossible at this moment, as it is really hard to even get a shot on goal with this Arizona State Sun Devils power play. So we will see, will this power play lead to another goal and lead to a 3-0 Arizona State close to a winning victory, or will it be a 2-1 Arizona State where it's a lot closer of a game?
Miami wins the draw on the penalty kill and already had an Arizona State power play goal here in this first period. It was Kyle Smolin on the back door, a great tic-tac-toe play, and it's Smolin with the puck now. Through neutral ice, he gives it off for Ryan Kerwin. Kerwin near point will just rim it around where Lucas Sillinger's there to meet it. He blocks a clearing attempt by Casper Nossen, but it's in his feet, and John Emmons is there first to retrieve and will just send it down where Luke Pavicic is there to play it. Now it's Noah Beck, one of 3 Hobie Baker Award watch list members for this Arizona State Sun Devils team. As Ty Jackson, now it's Dowd, over to Sillinger, one-timer. Sorry, that was Lucius, a one-timer, but I believe that was either sent wide. Not sure if Dahlmeyer got a piece of it or not. If he did, a miraculous save indeed. It's sent all the way around as it's Cullen Potter through neutral ice. Potter, a good backhand flip, but it's whacked out of the air, and now Emmons gets to it, so he'll clear it down with 50 seconds remaining on the Rydquist penalty for holding. A 1:27 remaining in this first period. Potter saucers to Dowd, center point. Dowd has this pass deflected, but not out, as Lucius finds a man down low. Now he has it back. Lucius, far side. Play to the middle. That was Shimmick trying to find Ty Jackson, but a good play by Ryan Sullivan to intercept that pass. With 13 seconds remaining on this penalty, Arizona State's going to get one last rush. Nothing doing, though, as Spencer Cox one hand deflects it out. So this penalty to Rydquist is over. Miami 1 for 2 on the kill so far tonight. 35 seconds remaining in this first period. Sun Devils with possession in their own end. It's Noah Beck, pressured by Colby Ambrosio. He'll fire one over to Court. Court unable to corral it. Instead, it's this first line of Charlie Shane, Cole Gordon, and Ryan Kerwin. Now the RedHawks have it. It's Tanyan Baser. Dukovac near side, 14 seconds remaining, but the play is offside. Colby Ambrosio not happy with Noah Beck, who was kind of hooking him. He's going to go over, and they're going to have a few words for each other. 12.7 seconds remaining in this first period. You mentioned it earlier, Aiden. This game has been physical for sure, and wouldn't be surprised to see some extracurricular activities happen in the final 40 minutes, but nothing doing there.
Yeah, these last 2 minutes have been actually really impressed. We are 1 for 2 on the penalty kill, and I see a lot more better hockey, a lot more smarter passes these last 2 minutes. They're playing it a lot more safe, but playing it safe isn't necessarily bad in this scenario. So I'm really excited to see how the RedHawks come out of this second period.
So we will have a neutral ice draw on the Arizona State side of the ice. Arizona State, that's Alexander, wins it cleanly. Shellberg will just float it towards the middle, and now it's Alexander in on a break. He fires, but that's a deflection by Connor Hutchison, who just got back. 1.6 seconds remaining in this first period, and boy, if you're the RedHawks, you don't like to see a chance like that come with less than 5 seconds remaining.
That was a good stick block. I didn't exactly see who it was that blocked it, but it was a very smart play.
Connor Hutchison, I believe, able to back check from that right side as Ryan Sullivan's going to take it against Ryan Alexander. Righty on lefty. The lefty Alexander is going to try and win it back. Instead, Sullivan ties him up, and the period comes to a close. Max Dukovac gives Cole Gordon a little bit of an extra shove as he was pinned along the wall. Dukovac also with some choice words for Gordon as we head to the first break of 2 here in Miami. So, Aiden, we see a power play goal, and then we see another tic-tac-toe goal from the Arizona State Sun Devils, and once again, a period in which, of course, Arizona State had the better of the play, and, you know, obviously hoping that after the Artem Schlane incident happened, they really took control, at least in terms of the chances that were being had. Miami with only 4 shots on goal in those first 20 minutes, Arizona State with 9, but nonetheless, those 9 felt like they were all high quality. And you know, if you're Miami, you're down multiple goals. You were down 1-0 going into the second yesterday, and then you're down 2-0, and then you take that 5-minute major penalty, and you know, you give up 2 goals on that power play as well. So special teams have been really, really big here. You mentioned it before the game began, but that first period, not poor, but really kind of need to start picking it up here and generating some offense.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You talked about the loose puck battles as one of the key things, and I completely agree. Again, going back to last game, it did seem like it was almost even hockey at some points. It was just those loose puck battles and some smart tic-tac-toe passes for Arizona State that really made the difference for yesterday's game.
So Arizona State goes into the intermission up 2-0. We will come back for the second period here on Red Hawk Radio. Meanwhile, Will Salzarulo will have your intermission report. We will have that when we come back. Please stay tuned here for this edition of Miami Hockey on Red Hawk Radio.
listening to Red Hawk Radio. I'm your host, William Salzarulo, and we're here with the first intermission of the hockey game. Now let's just get right into how many goals are scored. Arizona State got 2 goals. One goal by Kyle Smolden, the other by Sam Court. Kyle Smolden was assisted by Dylan Jackson and Lucas Sillinger. Court was assisted by Bennett Schmack and Ty Jackson. There were 3 penalties in the first. Arizona State had 1 penalty. It was a 2-minute penalty minor for hooking. Miami also had a 2-minute penalty for hooking as well. They also had a holding minor, also 2 minutes. Shots on net. Miami with 4 shots on net. ASU has 9. So in conclusion, Miami 0, ASU 2, and that's at the end of the first period. You're listening to Red Hawk Radio. Stay tuned for the start of the second period of Saturday night hockey. Thank you for listening. Stay tuned for more. Thank you.
Welcome back to Steve, Coach Cady Arena here in Oxford, Ohio. Jeff Middleton alongside Aiden Soanes as we get set for the second period between the RedHawks and the Sun Devils. And Aiden, as we talked about before the break, ASU up 2-0, one due to a power play goal and a couple really good passing plays. Arizona State forcing Miami into a kind of chip and chase, really got to earn your chances kind of battle here. As we move into the second period, only 4 shots for Miami in that first, really looking to kind of generate any sort of offense. Got to win those loose puck battles, got to get to the puck first, got to engage physically. And speaking of physically, no update still on Artem Schlain. Went over and talked to some people, but nothing yet, so we will keep an eye on that as we continue through the night. Miami moving left to right here in this period. Arizona State moving right to left as we gear up for the middle frame. John Emmons to take the face-off against Kyle Smolin, who has moved into Schlain's spot on the Arizona State first line. Also playing with Cole Gordon and Ryan Alexander on that fourth line. Smolin has the power play goal for the Sun Devils as the puck is down and we are underway here at Goggin Ice Center. It's Theodore Forsander through neutral ice. He'll give it over to John Emmons, far side in front of the Miami bench, but Casper Nausen went offside just a little bit early for the RedHawks, and so Emmons had to retreat and give it back to his defenseman. Richard Simonovic will send it in on the dump. RedHawks offside again, but that the late offside does not come to fruition here as Noah Beck brings it out. Beck cross ice for Sam Court, the second goal scorer for these Sun Devils. Simonovic now gives up for Forsander. Now Nassen had it for a moment but lost it. It's Ryan Kerwin. He gives over to Brayson Boser. Bennett Shimmick gets there first, but he tries to make a fake, and Theodore Forsander's having none of that, and he just takes it away and will dump it in and go for a change. Braden Morrison in on the forecheck against Boser. Gives it for his partner, Anthony Dowd. Dowd feeds up for Cullen Potter. Potter, using his legs, tries to make a move, uses a couple nice stick moves, and will just send it in, where Dahlmeyer's there to retrieve it. Fans on the pass, and luckily there was Connor Hutchison to give it away, as now it's Cruz Lucius. Anthony Dowd, far side. Quick play from Potter, tried to play it up to the point, but a good stick there by the RedHawks defenseman, and the Sun Devils will have to retreat. It's Cruz Lucius who backhand floats that one to Boser. Boser fires that one ahead. It's Hampus Rydquist who gets there first in the RedHawks zone, and he gives it over to Spencer Cox. Tries to feed Colby Ambrosio, but Ambrosio fans on the retrieval, and it goes for a Miami icing.
Yeah, that was a very scary situation behind Miami's own net. Ethan Dahlmeyer fans on that pass. Good thing that luck was on our side, however, that no Arizona State Sun Devils player managed to get the puck, because that almost could have led to the third goal of the game, leading to a 3-0 lead for the Sun Devils.
Puck is down in the RedHawks defensive zone as that's Frankie Caragiello on the far half wall. Ty Jackson gets there first, and now it's Hampus Rydquist, gives it over to Cox on the near corner. Cox will just backhand it, give it up for Ambrosio. Ambrosio pokes that one ahead as Frankie Caragiello will shoot that one off the end wall in the offensive zone, and Blake Messenberg hacking away at Ty Murchison, trying to create anything on this forecheck. But instead it's Ty Jackson who picks the puck out of the pile. And he's offside, as I believe it was Sillinger who stepped in just a moment too early.
Now, I know earlier on you were saying how the loose puck possession was the most crucial aspect of this game. Just managing the puck for a more amount of time is one benefit to have against your opponent. And one stat that really reflects on the bright side of Miami's play right now is their face-offs. Miami has won 11 of 19 face-offs so far. So if you are being an optimist, I would definitely look at that stat right there.
Miami won another face-off and ended up sending the puck on net. Christoph Filion gives Pavicic a little bit of snow and gets a courtesy shove from Sam Court, but nothing doing in terms of extracurriculars. And, when it comes to winning face-offs, generating offensive zone time comes from winning offensive zone face-off draws, and we've seen a lot of Miami's offensive success come off of winning face-offs in the offensive zone. Blake Messenberg, arguably Miami's best face-off man, takes it against Cole Gordon, who has been fantastic in the dot tonight. Messenberg wins it cleanly. Chupani with a shot. That's gloved down by Pavicic. Honestly, might be the best shot of the night for Miami. Chupani comes straight in after the nice win by Messenberg in the offensive zone and gets Miami their first shot of the period.
Again, that faceoff was very crucial because that was almost the first goal of the entire game, and it all started from that faceoff that Messenberg made.
Messenberg wins another draw. It's Simonovic now. Simonovic will just fire that one towards the net, but a stick from Ryan Alexander sends the puck into the safety netting, and we'll do it all over again.
Yeah, it seems to be a very similar play from the last one. The only difference being an Arizona State Sun Devil stick on the way. But Miami has the right idea of just winning the faceoff, making very few passes, and then trying to slap shot it into the goal.
Blake Messenberg wins his third faceoff in a row. Now Miami really has to get to work, and we're going to get a whistle for a hand pass, and unfortunately for Miami, that's going to kind of halt anything they might have had in the offensive zone here, as it's going to be brought out to neutral zone.
Yeah, with Messenberg going to the bench right now, it'll be interesting to see, will Ryan Sullivan have what it takes to continue that streak of a face-off, and which he did.
And he just did, as it's Michael Quinn across the blue line, and he'll just bring it in one hand, tries to play it out in front, but a good check there by Anthony Dowd prevents that play. Ryan Sullivan will just send it up to the far point. Connor Hutchison now fires, but that's just wide of the net. Michael Quinn now gets it on the near half wall. Sullivan will spin it all the way around, but Connor Hutchison closer to center point, not able to gather it for the RedHawks, just a little bit too fast from the RedHawks captain on that rim. As now it's Ryan Kerwin, had it for a moment, looked like he might be able to gather a shot out of it, but was taken off his stick by Michael Quinn, and now the RedHawks come the other way. It's Max Dukovac. Charlie Shane tries to pitchfork that one away from Ryan Sullivan, but he gets tripped up, no call coming. Shane tries to fire one across to Kerwin, and now it's the RedHawks the other way, John Emmons. Emmons goes 1-on-2 into the RedHawks zone. He fires that one, hits off the stick of Pavicic from behind the net. Not really anything dangerous. Had there been a RedHawk coming in looking for a rebound, now that's when it would have been dangerous. But nothing on that play as Bennett Shimmick comes the other way. He's walled off on the near corner. It's John Emmons now through neutral ice. Finds Theodore Forsander with a pass. Forsander unable to corral it though, and now the Sun Devils come the other way. It's Cullen Potter, and he is offside.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. These RedHawks have a lot of great opportunities if they are having an extra guy at the correct spot. So Miami seems to have half of a great play in the making. It just needs to have a better communication between each of the players, knowing, hey, this is where I need to be at this certain time, which Miami needs to work on.
And we've seen this for Arizona State tonight. Miami seemingly making one pass and not being able to connect on a second, or making two passes in a row and not being able to connect on the third, where instead Arizona State can connect 3 or 4 on a breakout through the neutral zone and then eventually into the offensive zone, I should say. And that results in a goal as they gain possession here in the offensive zone as well. It's Shellberg on the far side, makes a nice move, run timer from, I believe that was Bennett Shimmick in the slot, but he had his stick lifted, so a little bit of a fan play, as now it's Cruz Lucius on the near half wall of the Sun Devils offensive zone. Now it's Shimmick, tries to give it over for Potter. Potter was uncontested in the slot, but a good intercept by the RedHawks, and they'll just send it out to neutral ice. Braden Morrison gives off for Colby Ambrosio. He's going to use his legs. Here he comes. He drags, shoots. That one's blocked by Ty Murchison. A good block by the Sun Devils defenseman. Ambrosio tried to play it out in front. The Sun Devils were there to get rid of any chance of that happening, and they'll just send it in and go for a change. So now Spencer Cox stretches the ice, gives it up for Messenberg, and he'll just tap it in. Pavicic out to play it behind his own net. The Sun Devils will just regroup here as it's Lucas Sillinger. He's hit hard by Rydquist, and Rydquist will play it cross corner, where Sam Court's there to pick it up for the Sun Devils. He gives a stretch pass to Ty Jackson. He's hit hard by Spencer Cox. Now the puck goes behind the RedHawks cage, and now back to the far half wall, and now it's Sam Court. He plays cross ice, but it passed a little bit too far behind Noah Beck, his partner, and they'll just have to come back to neutral ice and regroup. Dahlmeyer behind his own cage to play it. Gives it middle of the ice for Blake Messenberg. A dangerous pass had there been any Sun Devil there, but nothing doing as the Sun Devils were still trying to come back in on the forecheck as puck is in the RedHawks offensive zone now. Ryan Sullivan there first to meet it. Now Max Dukovac in the near corner. We'll just play it around for the far side for Tanyan Baser. Now Hutchison on the far point. tries to make a play to the net, has that play blocked, tries to make another, and then has that one blocked as well. And we talked about it yesterday. These Sun Devils first in the NCHC in terms of shot blocks. Not that Hutchison was shooting the puck there, but nonetheless, as now it's Ryan Kerwin in on a break. He makes a nice spin move, backhand play, left pad save by Dahlmeyer on the spinning shot from Kerwin on the far side. As Ryan Sullivan brings it in, tries to make a play towards the net. He's hit there hard by Kyle Smolin. Now Anthony Dowd tries to find Kerwin, that is Charlie Shane in neutral ice. But instead the Redhawks retrieve possession and will just send it back in. Casper Nossen on the near half wall. Hit hard by two Sun Devils, but able to make the play as John Emmons is hit hard below, and we're going to get a penalty here. Casper Nossen comes in from behind and absolutely nails Anthony Dowd with the cross check to the back, and the Redhawks are going to go to the penalty kill. Just another ill-advised penalty from the Redhawks.
Yeah, that was a very careless penalty that hopefully won't do too much damage against these Redhawks in these next 2 minutes. Going back to what you were saying earlier, however, block shots, that's Arizona State's specialty. So far in the game, Arizona State with 9 block shots compared to Miami's 3. This team is not afraid to put their body on the line to save these pucks from going to the back of the net.
So Arizona State goes to the man advantage for the third time, 1 for 2 on the night. Kyle Smolin out there to take the draw for the Sun Devils here on this third power play. And he wins it back. It's Noah Beck. Drags, gives over to Sillinger. Sillinger holds, loses it for a moment. One Redhawk fans, that's Chupani, and now Simonovic comes up shorthanded. Simonovic makes a nice move around one, and now it's Chupani in the near corner, but he only is able to maintain possession for a moment before the Sun Devils take it away and move up the ice. Dylan Jackson plays it around, tries to find a teammate. Christoph Filion had it for a moment. Now the puck is in the slot. Back to Jackson. Noah Beck fires, but that's above the crossbar. Ends up bouncing to the stick of not Cole Sillinger, that's Lucas Sillinger. My apologies. The brother of Cole Sillinger, I should say. Ryan Kerwin now on the far side, walled off by Matt Chupani. Chupani tripped up there, but no call coming, and now it's whacked around the boards by Dylan Jackson. Now Noah Beck. Beck finds Kerwin. What a save by Dahlmeyer. Another shot by Kerwin on the far side, and my goodness, Ethan Dahlmeyer robs Ryan Kerwin of his third goal of the weekend.
Yeah, we were talking earlier about that tic-tac-toe type of style that Arizona State, that's what they are known to do, and Ethan Dahlmeyer read that play like a book, having back-to-back saves, preventing the Arizona State Sun Devils from having an extra power play goal.
Dahlmeyer, 6'3", 221 pounds in the Redhawks net, so sure can get over to the other side if need be. Has that long wingspan, and of course, very flexible goaltender, very good mobility in the Redhawks cage, and we saw it just there. A great save from the freshman netminder. Good face-off win by Ryan Sullivan as he sent it all the way down. Arizona State will have to regroup with 54 seconds remaining on this man advantage. It's Bennett Shimmick across the line for Ty Jackson, but nothing doing as John Emmons is there to whack away the puck off the stick of the Sun Devils. Now Lucius tries to give it ahead on a lead pass for Shimmick. Instead, Simonovic is there. He tries to play it out, but Cruz Lucius is there instead. Now Dowd tries to play cross ice for Cullen Potter. Potter gets it anyway, fires. That's a rebound save. Looks like it might have deflected off somebody. Instead, it's Shimmick over to Potter again. Potter able to hold the zone on the far point. Brings it down, pressed by Morrison. Now Dowd at the far point. Dowd finds Lucius near side. Ethan Dahlmeyer's way out of his net. It's Potter on the far side. Looked like Dahlmeyer struggled for a moment, back in his net now. It's Lucius near side. Lucius tries to fire short side, but it rims around the dasher and goes all the way around to the Sun Devil zone. And the penalty to Casper Nossen has expired, so after the early power play goal for Arizona State, that's 2 straight penalty kills for the Redhawks as they come now the other way. It's Casper Nossen using his big frame, stops on the far side, drops it down for Frankie Caragiello. Now Ambrosio stops and moves the other way. Ambrosio tries to wrap it around. It's the pad of Pavicic and bounces out, but no Redhawk there. Now Hutchison gives over to Ambrosio. One-timer, that's blocked. Another shot blocked for the Sun Devils. As we get an audible "Let's go Redhawks" chant here in Steve, Coach Cady Arena. It's Cruz Lucius through the middle of the ice. Nice dangle around one, tries to drag around another. That's Hutchison, but he reads the play well, and we'll just poke it back to neutral ice. Caraciello hit hard there by Ryan Alexander, and now he has the puck on the near side. Alexander plays cross ice for Shane, shoots, rebound, is kicking around. A backhand chance by Alexander after it hit a RedHawk and went to his stick. But a good save from Dahlmeyer, a good sequence of saves from Dahlmeyer, I should say. As ASU moves up to 15 shots, a flurry of 6 shots in the last couple of minutes, including multiple on that power play, as Tanyan Baser gets in on the forecheck here against 2 Sun Devils. Sun Devils win that battle, though. Sillinger will just play it out to neutral ice. Cox is there first. Pavicic behind his own cage plays it for Noah Beck. Beck will just bank it off the end wall to Shellberg, and Shellberg will backhand it up for Sillinger, who will tap that one off the wall for Shane. Jackson stretches. He gets the puck from Shane on a nice play through the legs of the RedHawks defender. Jackson engages with Rydquist and, I believe that was Chupani, and now it's Bozer, back to Beck, back to Bozer center point. Bozer holds, waits, now Beck on the near side. Back to Bozer, center point. Bozer over to Sillinger. Sillinger tries to fire a pass cross ice to Beck, but has that walled off. And now a good hit at center ice that center point by Matt Chupani on Bozer. Rydquist loses his stick for a moment, tries to find Sillinger. Sillinger fans on the initial shot. Chupani pokes it right to the stick of Bozer on the far point, and now it's Noah Beck. Dylan Jackson on the far side. Tries to play it down low, but a good clear by Spencer Cox, and it's going to go all the way down for a RedHawks icing. So a flurry of chances for the Sun Devils following a power play that was unsuccessful, but certainly generated momentum.
Yeah, a very scary last minute or two of action for the RedHawks, but honestly, so far, I've seen nothing but great things coming out of Ethan Dahlmeyer. Just looking at his past stats from some previous games against North Dakota, although he only played it for half the game, he only allowed 2 goals in going back previous against Omaha, playing the full game, only allowing 3 goals. Now, I know Ethan Dahlmeyer is a freshman, so if you're a RedHawks fan, you've got to be excited for these next few years, having Ethan Dahlmeyer head the net for this RedHawks team.
Gave up 6 on 42 shots by Western Michigan in his last start. Again, it was his first start after the injury against North Dakota here in Oxford. That game, Bruno Braveras had to come in. Miami ended up blowing a lead to North Dakota in regulation. The game-winning goal scored by Sasha Boisvert with 2 seconds left as Arizona State gets back to work here. It's Brazen Boser. Boser moves around the RedHawks cage, plays it up for Schmaggy. Now back to Bozer. Bozer shoots, scores! Brayson Bozer. With a great play, the freshman scores his 2nd career collegiate goal. And kind of did it all himself there as well. Ended up getting a couple passes back, but moved around the RedHawks cage, possessed the puck well. Put the puck in the back of the net from the slot.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I was actually very surprised that this puck even went towards the back of the net because there were so many RedHawks players just crowding the front of the net. And it didn't even seem to trickle through. It seemed that it was just a straight shot in. So it was a little surprising, especially if you are the RedHawks. A little frustrating, too, since you had a lot of guys trying to protect the net and ultimately failing.
Ethan Schmaggy will get an assist on that play. A great move by Boser against Matt Chupani on this near side in the offensive zone for the Sun Devils. Made Matt Chupani fall over even. Some really delicate skating moves. From Fargo out of the USHL, Brazen Boser adds to the ASU lead. It's 3-0 Sun Devils. Shot 16-5 in favor of the visitors. We have hit our media timeout. First one of this middle frame. We'll be back with you here on Red Hawk Radio in just a moment. Stay with us. Back here at Steve Coach Cady Arena, the Arizona State Sun Devils up 3-0 against the RedHawks as the RedHawks get to work in the offensive zone. It's Christoph Filion behind the Sun Devils cage, makes a spin in the far corner, tries to play it back for Dukovac, but he's hit there by Murchison and ends up losing the puck for a moment before John Emmons comes in to save the day. We'll just rim it back around to Dukovac. Dukovac is engaged really physically. Christoph Filion cross-checked hard in the back by Shellberg, but no call coming as Filion gets back up, plays it up to the near side for Simonovic, and he will just backhand rim it behind the Sun Devils cage. It's Emmons, plays it up to the point for Moulton. Moulton holds, will just float that one behind and off the end wall. Now Emmons, it's a nice spin move on the far half wall, play it down for Dukovac, who's once again engaging with Ty Murchison. Murchison, a Flyers draft pick, and Dukovac really struggling to get any kind of foothold in that physical battle. Murchison, 6'2", 205 pounds. Dukovac, not a small player by any means, but 6'1", 178. Clear weight discrepancy there. As now the Sun Devils end up in the offensive zone after a good breakout. A good play there by Cullen Potter just to get a shot on net as Dahlmeyer just sticks that one aside. And we're going to get a hand pass here on the Sun Devils, so we'll get a neutral zone draw. Puck is down. RedHawks win the faceoff. Colby Ambrosio gives off for Michael Quinn near side. He tries to get that one up to Casper Nossen, who was standing in the referee circle in neutral ice, but a good play by Lucas Sillinger to thwart that chance. Now Dylan Jackson. Jackson gives for Beck, then cross ice for Sillinger. Sillinger a goal last night up to Sam Court. A goal tonight. Noah Beck fires that one. Blocker save by Dahlmeyer. He really had to stretch out, put his elbow all the way up, and it ended up hitting the blocker. A great shot there from Noah Beck, but a better save by Dahlmeyer. And then the RedHawks will go ahead and ice it. I believe it was a missed pass by Connor Hutchison trying to find the stick of Colby Ambrosio.
Just going back to looking at some stats here. For these RedHawks, their penalty kill is actually doing very well compared to yesterday's game. They are currently 2 for 3 in saving the Arizona State from scoring on their penalty kill. Currently, they rank 7th in the league, Miami is, compared to Arizona State's 3rd. But I really like what I'm seeing out there with Miami just limiting the amount of dangerous opportunities that Arizona State is having when on the one-man advantage.
And for Miami yesterday, it wasn't even that the penalty kill was poor. It was more that the power play gave up 2 shorthanded goals. And as Coach Anthony Noreen said last night, that just cannot happen. Dylan Moulton echoed the same sentiments in his press conference in the postgame. Casper Nossen will show it, will throw it in. Blake Messenberg there to meet it, but a nice spin play by Anthony Dowd, just played it to himself off the wall. And now the Sun Devils come the other way. It's Ryan Kerwin. Kerwin tries to drag and shoot, but that's blocked away. Now it's in the near corner. Frankie Caragiello tries to find Blake Messenberg. Messenberg has it in his skates. And then Hampus Rydquist, kind of all sorts of chaos going on. Puck not really sticking to anyone's stick here with 5:26 remaining in the second period. We hit our second media and final media timeout of the period. So ASU up 3-0, shot 17-5 in favor of the Sun Devils. Miami looking to kind of generate anything offensively tonight as we move into the final 5.5 minutes of this middle frame. Stick with us here on Red Hawk Radio. Back here in Oxford for this edition of Miami Hockey on Red Hawk Radio. We appreciate you tuning in. 5:26 remaining in the second period. 3-0 Arizona State is our score. Shot 17-5 in favor of the visitors as we get back underway. It's Ty Murchison for the Sun Devils. Plays it across for Dylan Jackson. Tried to play it through the defenseman's skate. Believe it was Moulton who was having none of that. And now Max Dukovac lays a hit. I believe that's on Shellberg. And now he's protecting the puck along the wall in the far point of the offensive zone for the RedHawks. Puck is kicked out of there and onto the stick of Murchison, and now it's Alexander through neutral ice. We'll play it cross ice for Shellberg, who's hit by John Emmons, but not before he makes a dump in play. And the RedHawks have to retrieve and come the other way. It's Colby Ambrosio down the near side. Ambrosio using his legs. He's hit hard by Ty Murchison, and a two-men hit on, I believe that's Noah Beck, behind the Arizona State goal. Caused him to lose his stick for a moment. But it was sent all the way down for an Arizona State icing.
I know earlier on we were talking about how block shots is one of the very crucial elements to Arizona State's game. But just looking at the shots on goal compared to the shots scored, Miami only has 5 shots on goal, but when you look at the total shots that they have committed, they have 18 shots, and 11 of those are contributed to block shots. So over, I would say, 2/3 of all these shots that Miami has possesses have been blocked, which is the part of the game, in my opinion, that needs to be changed the most.
Arizona State back to work in the offensive zone. It's Sam Court, already a goal tonight. On the far half wall, plays it back up for Bennett Shimmick. Now Cullen Potter. Backhand floats one to Noah Beck, center point. Beck holds, fires. That one's blocked by a sliding Casper Nossen. Puck ends up behind the RedHawks cage. It's Cruz Lucius in the corner. There's a couple spin moves. Tries to find Noah Beck, then cross ice for Court. Court slap shot deflected by Casper Nossen, testing his stick out to make sure it's not broken. Now it's Cullen Potter on the goal line. Tries to dipsy-doodle his way around Michael Quinn, but wasn't able to corral the puck after he did make it around the body of Quinn. And now a play by Casper Nossen to send it out, and that is going to be another RedHawks icing. So another defensive zone draw for Miami. 3:36 remaining in the second period. 3-0 is our score. And once again, another period where the RedHawks just have not really had much time in the offensive zone. The only shot coming from Matt Chupani early on after a faceoff win by Blake Messenberg. But other than that, nothing really doing here for the RedHawks in terms of shots on goal, not even giving themselves a chance to score. You really got to see them kind of pick up the pace as you're down multiple goals, and only 5 shots through almost 2 periods is just not going to be enough to win you games. Blake Messenberg throws that one on net, so count another one, put it 6 in the shots on goal category. But again, you have 4 shots in that first period, and then only 2 through 17 minutes. It's just you're never going to win any games.
No, you're absolutely right. The Miami seem to just go a little less aggressive hockey, which isn't really the mentality that you should be focusing on when it's 3-0. So these last 3 minutes are, again, crucial, as in any 3 minutes when you're down 3-0. But going into this third frame, there should at least be a 3-1 2-goal deficit.
Puck is bouncing around in neutral ice. Richard Simonovic able to grab it and keep possession. A good play from Max Dukovac to bank it off the wall to the streaking John Emmons, and he will dump it in. And we talked about this early before the second period really started, but Arizona State, a big, maybe not a big team, but a physical team nonetheless. They make you work for pucks. They really, really make you work for pucks, and that's why you got to win as many battles as you can, as now it's Colby Ambrosio down the near side. Ambrosio holds, plays it over for Nossen, but it hits off his skate and wide. And that would have counted, no kicking motion, as Nossen made the right play to just stop right next to the net, and it redirected off his skate, but ended up going wide of the goal. Redhawks back to work. It's Ambrosio. Ambrosio fires, but that's blocked by Murchison, and Murchison is down. Now Rydquist center point. Rydquist holds, fires right into the chest of Pavicic. Now Ambrosio again. Easily the best offensive possession for the Redhawks here. Murchison still kind of limping after that shot block. Ambrosio plays it down, and instead it's cleared all the way out, and it will be an icing on Arizona State.
Yeah, as you were just saying, the defense for these Arizona State Sun Devils are really good, especially with these block shots, as we were talking about. But what's very interesting is Arizona State isn't necessarily the biggest team. I know we were talking about this last game. They weren't the tallest or they weren't the heaviest team, but they just managed to be a really fast-paced team to manage to cover as much ground as they could to block as many shots. So Miami will have to outrun them, in my opinion, in order to avoid the amount of block shots that we have seen not only throughout this game, but throughout all of last game as well.
Looks like Greg Powers is going to use his timeout here, I believe. Or it might be Anthony Noreen. We haven't gotten a call on who called the timeout, but there was a timeout taken. Might have been Anthony Noreen. Let's check and make sure here. Nothing on the official feed, but there was a break in the action after an icing, which is not normal, and no media timeout. It's on icing, and we've already hit our two for the period.
I must imagine
it must be Anthony Noreen.
Yeah, I must imagine.
He was right in front of the Redhawks on the bench. It's strange that there's no icing, or there was no call on who made the timeout, but Anthony Noreen really giving his guys the lowdown on what they need to do here off this offensive zone draw, which they do not win, as it's Ryan Alexander tries to play it out. First time was unsuccessful, second time unsuccessful, third time is the charm. Michael Quinn will just send it back deep, and Sam Court collects it on the far corner. Court throws it down. It's not going to be good enough for icing, and Michael Quinn finds Alexander, but Alexander comes in streaking in. Quinn trying to go cross ice, and Alexander just picked that puck off. And now Noah Beck plays it to the net. It's Alexander again. Goodness, a risky pass from the first-year defenseman who you never really see him make those kind of mistakes. Big hit laid there by Connor Hutchison. That's on Bennett Shimmick. It's not surprised that this game is ramping up physically. Theodore Forsander lays it off for John Emmons, but he has the puck taken away by Lucius. Lucius drops back for Dowd. A big shoulder save by Dahlmeyer on the slap shot.
Yeah, I was keeping my eye on Connor Hutchinson that entire play. Although you did comment on that hit over there, I did notice a big hit just right next to the goalpost by Connor Hutchison that I was actually surprised wasn't called a penalty, because it just ended up happening that two Arizona State Sun Devils were laying out across the ice after that hit. Just looking at Connor Hutchison, he also has a block shot today, so I'm just really impressed by his defensive ability today.
Redhawks win the defensive zone draw. A great play by Cullen Potter to kind of soccer kick that one out of the air and keep it in for just a moment before the Redhawks ended up clearing anyway. John Emmons gains the offensive zone blue line, but loses the puck with 21 seconds remaining here in the second period. Dowd plays it up for Kerwin. Lucius gives back for Dowd, and Dowd will just fire it in from behind the blue line. A good save by Dahlmeyer as he just dropped into the butterfly and let it sit in the breadbasket with 8.7 seconds remaining here in the second. Now it's Lucas Sillinger. He shoots, and that one's blocked by a Redhawk. I believe it was Tanyan Baser. Another good chance for the Sun Devils with less than 2 seconds remaining in a period. But nonetheless, no harm, no foul as the Redhawks go back to the room down 3-0 after 40 minutes of play.
Yeah, just like North Dakota a month ago, those last 2 seconds, it seems like the RedHawks haven't been really their best defensive mindset in those last few seconds of each period. So that was a very risky move right there for the RedHawks defense, but good thing that it didn't end up as a goal, as they are only losing 3-0.
So after 40 minutes of play, Sun Devils up 3-0 here at Goggin Ice Center in Oxford, Ohio, and a couple more possessions in terms for both teams, I should say, that more dominant in terms of offensive zone possession time. A couple, one for Miami down here towards the last kind of 5 minutes of the second, and a couple really for Arizona State, especially with another power play as well, really helped them out in terms of that. But scores still 3-0, and if you're Miami, it probably could be worse, but fortunately for them, Ethan Dahlmeyer has come up big, and that's exactly what you want to see out of your freshman goaltender.
Yeah, the good news here is 3-0. Scoring 3 goals in a period isn't necessarily impossible. There's still hope for these RedHawks players, and that's just the mindset they have to go into when they're in this third frame.
So Miami will have 20 minutes to try and come back in this game and avoid another weekend sweep in conference play. Still looking for their first win in the NCHC this year. But we will address that when we come back. Will Salzarulo has your intermission report. When we come back, the final 20 minutes of the game here at Goggin Ice Center. You're listening to Miami Hockey on Red Hawk Radio. Stay with us.
You're listening to Red Hawk Radio. Good evening, everybody. This is your update on the second intermission of this great matchup tonight, the Miami RedHawks versus the Arizona State Sun Devils. So for goals in the second, Arizona got one goal by Brazen Bozer, and assisted by Ethan Schmag. There was one penalty. That penalty was by Miami. It was a minor penalty. It was 2 minutes for cross-checking. When it comes to shots on net, Arizona has dominated the competition 7-19. Miami just seems they can't get out of their own zone, and that reflects in how many shots on net that they have at the end of the second. Now, in conclusion, that's pretty much it. Miami 0, Arizona 3. That is the score as of the end of the second period. Stay tuned for the updates on the third period by my friends later tonight. You're listening to Red Hawk Radio. Please stay tuned.
Back here with you for the third period from Oxford, Ohio. Miami finds themselves down 3-0 to the Arizona State Sun Devils. Number 12 ranked team in the country, 15-9-1 overall, 10-5-0 in the NCHC, as we covered before the start of this game. A really talented offensive team, 3.6 goals per game. And they have 3 so far tonight. Jeff Middleton alongside Aiden Sones here for the final 20 minutes of regulation between the RedHawks and the Sun Devils. Last period, again, not really generating anything. The offense for the RedHawks has been kind of iffy to start. Only 7 shots through 40 minutes of play compared to Arizona State's 19 so far. Miami moving right to left. Arizona State moving left to right. It will be the all-freshman line against the first line of the Sun Devils. Puck is down, and we are underway. So we'll see if we can get anything in terms of some offense for either squad in this final 20. And quickly, the Arizona State Sun Devils come in. It's Ryan Kerwin. They come into their offensive zone, I should say. Richard Simonovic made a play on the puck and ended up breaking it out, as that was a good interception by Ryan Kerwin, and Casper Nossen's just going to send it in deep behind the Arizona State net, and Sam Court's there to pick it up. Now Noah Beck. So move around Colby Ambrosio on the center M, and now it's Cruz Lucius behind the RedHawks net. Dahlmeyer pokes the puck away just to put him in the corner. Connor Hutchison lays the body on Lucius on the far half wall, and now gains the puck. Finds Frankie Caragiollo with a pass, but it doesn't get out of the zone. It missed Caragiollo's stick and was sent back in by Bennett Shimmick. Now Hutchison again, unable to get the puck out once again for the RedHawks. Cullen Potter keeps it in. Now it's Michael Quinn, back to Hutchison. Now Frankie Caragiollo. Caragiollo up to Braden Morrison. Morrison tries to work his way around Brazen Boser. Has a goal tonight. Now it's Dukovac in the far circle. Dukovac tries to wrap it in. Another shot, but that goes wide. Now it's Ambrosio in the near corner. Ambrosio against Boser. Pokes his puck all the way over to Dukovac, and now tries to find Ambrosio, but a good intercept by Cullen Potter in center ice. And now he gets it back through the neutral zone. He's hit by Hampus Rydquist, and that puck is taken away off his stick, and now Dukovac finds Ryan Sullivan. Sullivan shoots, glove save by Pavicic.
Yeah, I'm really impressed on how Dukovac has started off this third period. Not only was that almost an assist for a Ryan Sullivan shot, but also just deking out those defenders and trying to get that one-on-one with Luke Pavicic. It really is a nice change of pace for the RedHawks, and hopefully they continue this throughout the third period.
Saw an early shot from Matt Chupani last period, and it was one of only 2 RedHawks shots until about the final 2 minutes. Like you said, Aiden, we'll see if they can get anything going here in terms of offense in this third period, down 3-0. Back in the offensive zone is Tanyan Baser, but lost it to Lucas Sillinger. Now Sillinger plays it across for Dylan Jackson, and he'll just take an axe chop at it and send it in to the offensive zone, where Simonovic is there and finds Baser with a nice bank pass, and Baser will find Moulton through center ice. Now over to Emmons near side. Emmons unable to corral the pass with his backhand, and Sam Court gets there first for the Sun Devils. He finds Dylan Jackson, and Jackson will find Murchison behind the Sun Devils net. Murchison forechecked by Chupani, finds Sam Court. We're going to get a penalty here. It's going to be, I believe, on the Sun Devils, so the RedHawks will get another chance at the power play. It's going to be Ty Murchison for a trip. Sorry, it's going to be for a slash. My apologies.
Yes, this is huge if you are a RedHawks fan. You're on the power play again. You know, earlier on, we know that they are 0 for 2 on the power play to start this game, but a good power play goal here only lets you down by 2. And of course, we know in hockey, being only a 2-goal difference is one of the hardest leads to maintain. So one more goal here from in this power play will most likely lead to a more interesting game.
RedHawks unable to keep the zone despite the face-off win, as they're going to have to find a way to get set up. Good play at the line. I believe that was Kyle Smolin. Just poked the puck away from Casper Nossen, and RedHawks once again will just have to restart. Good clear by Ethan Schmaggy, an assist tonight on the Sun Devils' third goal. Excuse me. And we're already 30 seconds through this power play, and the RedHawks have not really been able to set anything up. As Braden Morrison will just play it in deep for Casper Nossen to chase. Nossen finds the puck on the wall, but he's pinned there by Bozer. Now Sullivan engages, but a good backhand play by Shimmick, and halfway through this power play, once again, the RedHawks just not able to get anything offensively. Now it's Connor Hutchison, new unit on for the RedHawks. It's Hutchison with Filion, Ambrosio, Emmons, and Spencer Cox. It's Cox on the far wall. But he loses it just as they get into the zone, and it's sent out and down the ice by Noah Beck. Beck, the Clarkson transfer. Really strong defensively, but also good offensive instincts as Christoph Filion works his way across the RedHawks offensive zone line. And then just another clear by the Arizona State penalty killers. 27 seconds remaining on this power play for Miami, and very bleak outlook here if you're the RedHawks. Need to try and get something going as Dukovac gives it off for Emmons, but Emmons is pressed quickly by Dylan Jackson, and loose puck battle win as it goes right to Cox on the center point. He moves near side, gives down to Emmons on the half wall. Now back to Cox. Cox center point, now to Hutchison. Penalties 3 seconds away from being over as now it's Cox far side. Cox just tries to play it to the center. Dukovac unable to corral it. Now it's Ambrosio. Ambrosio to Emmons. He has the man streaking in. It's Murchison, and he is hit hard from behind. No penalty call as Arizona State comes the other way. It's Ty and Dylan Jackson. Dylan Jackson moves in, finds his brother Ty, but is picked off by Simonovic, and now it's Emmons on a break. Emmons fires. That one's padded away by Pavicic, and Emmons goes hard into the wall. He is slow to get up, but does make his way to his feet and ends up going to the bench. We'll keep an eye on him, see if he ends up going down the tunnel or not. Hard collision with the end wall in the offensive zone after that shot. Now back in the RedHawks defensive zone, it's Simonovic. Quick play to Messenberg, then cross ice for Moulton. Moulton tries to find Baser, but Baser had to glove the pass down. Now Moulton again. Moulton, the only goal in for the RedHawks yesterday. He fires one backhand across for Carajoyello, but still nothing doing for the RedHawks. Is still not even in the double-digit shot category as we're 5 minutes into this third period. Sun Devils come out and stretch the ice. Shimmick gets there first, so no icing as Connor Hutchison picks his pocket and will just try and send it around, but Cullen Potter's there to stop it. Potter tries to hold the zone, but the harassment from Frankie Carajoyello prevents that from happening, so the Sun Devils will just go back in their own zone and regroup. Now Chaz Lucius, Pittsburgh Penguins prospect, originally drafted by the Carolina Hurricanes. Played at Wisconsin his first 2 years. Creates the offensive zone start for Arizona State. Great save by Dahlmeyer on the shot from Shimmick. A rebound shot by Shellberg. That's blocked away, though. I believe it was Blake Messenberg, one of the forwards for sure. Now Bennett Shimmick down to Lucius. Lucius holds, drags, fires, scores!
Yeah, we were talking about how the power play for these RedHawks was super important, and they didn't even manage to get a shot on goal within those 2 minutes. A lot more back and forth hockey than is a result of 5-on-5 time, and then again, the Arizona State Sun Devils score, making it 4-0.
So Cruz Lucius scores his first goal of the year, dealing with some injuries early on. He's only played 7 games so far this year, but you can see why Greg Powers and his staff recruited him to come to Arizona State after 2 successful years at Wisconsin. Had he not been dealing with injuries, would have certainly been a key contributor early on. Big hit by Carajoyello behind the Arizona State net. Multiple Sun Devils come and give him the business. It's a play by Rydquist to the net. It goes wide. Good play by Dukovac to poke it away from Shane for just a moment before reinforcements arrive. That's Anthony Dowd, and Dowd will just take it to the red line and send it in deep. Hawks move up into the offensive zone. It's Casper Nossen. Puck is in the air for a moment, then Theodore Forsanders able to get to it before he's shoved off the puck by Ryan Kerwin. So it's Cruz Lucius from Bennett Shimmick and Noah Beck on the fourth goal for the Sun Devils in this game. 4-0 is our score. 12:27 remaining in this third period. It's Colby Ambrosio streaking down the near side. Just play it cross corner. Getting in on the forecheck is Ryan Sullivan, and still not able to come up with any loose pucks as Noah Beck will just flip it out. And now Dylan Moulton there to corral it. He's sent hard into the wall and is laying on top of the puck. And both RedHawks defensemen, that's Simonovic and Moulton, all in that battle, and the RedHawks come away with it. Ryan Sullivan tips it in deep, but that'll go for an icing as he wasn't able to gain the red line.
Yeah, a lot of dangerous action. Not really for or against both teams, more of just playing against those boards. A lot of aggressive hits have led to a lot of hits that may or may not have caused great injury, especially with Artem Shalane very early on in the game. But we also had that Dylan Moulton hit that just occurred that could have fared a lot worse if Moulton was a lot closer to the boards.
Ryan Sullivan eats a shot from Ty Murchison. Gets some hoots and hollers from the RedHawks bench. That's part of the culture change here that Anthony Noreen wants. He wants his guys to be energized for every shot block, every big hit. They want to play a competitive game, a game full of chances offensively, which they have not had so far tonight. Still only 9 shots for the RedHawks, 11:23 remaining in this game. 21 shots in comparison for Arizona State as Michael Quinn has it far side. Michael Quinn tries to play it across. He ends up hitting off the end boards and right to Tanyan Baser. Baser fires it off the skate of Schmaggy, and Christoph Filion has it. He one-hand plays it to Tanyan Baser. John Emmons anticipates the pass and will just throw it around where Michael Quinn pitches along the wall. He's hit hard there by Ty Jackson. Big hit laid by John Emmons as well in that far corner of the offensive zone for the RedHawks, but still not a shot in that offensive zone possession. RedHawks on the forecheck now. Anthony Dowd plays it up for Lucas Sillinger. Just chip it in off the wall and deep. Connor Hutchison plays it to Spencer Cox, who tried to go between the legs to Nossen, but Nossen ended up having to be hit by Bennett Shimmick. So the play didn't work out, and the Sun Devils come out with possession. It's Cruz Lucius, the most recent goal scorer now for the Sun Devils. A tip by Hampus Rydquist in the air, ends up going on net, and now it's Lucius again. Tries to go cross ice for Shimmick, but that hit the skate of Braden Morrison and kicks out to the far corner. Lucius has the puck stripped from him by Casper Nossen, and Nossen will go for a change after Spencer Cox flips the puck out. No icing on the play. Very fortunate there. As it's now Bozer. Also has a goal tonight. Plays it up for Shimmick, who will just whack it in to the offensive zone. Chapani will take out the lob wedge and throw it to center ice. It's Noah Beck. Back over to Court, back to Beck, playing a little bit of catch in their defensive zone. Simonovic tries for a bank pass for Ambrosio, but can't find him, and then Sam Court will just throw it all the way down for Sun Devils icing. So 9:25 remaining in this third period. We have played 50, almost 51 out of 60 minutes, and again, the RedHawks have not hit 10 shots yet.
Yeah, it is a little disappointing, especially if you are a fan of these RedHawks. Again, 21 shots on goal compared to Arizona State's 9 in this period. However, Miami is outshotting their opponent 5-4.
Good play there by Charlie Shane to get the puck out. A nice kick play, and we're going to get another icing. But overall shots in this game, 41-28 for ASU, and shots on goal, a completely different story, 21-9 in favor of the Sun Devils, as Miami continues to get these offensive zone face-off draws, but not really creating anything from them. See a little bit of a line switch here from head coach Anthony Noreen. Theodore Forsander playing with Ryan Sullivan on his left and Frankie Caragiello on his right. See if that sticks through the final 9 minutes. Sun Devils win the draw. It's Noah Beck. He's hit by Forsander, but gives off for Sam Court. He'll play it up for Charlie Shane. Loses the puck in his skate for a moment before regathering and playing it up for Ryan Kerwin. Kerwin gives off for Smolin. Back to Shane, and Shane's hit hard by Hutchison before he throws it in deep, where Michael Quinn's there to collect. Puck ends up going on net as the RedHawks and the Sun Devils will both go for changes. Now it's Noah Beck. Plays it up for Ryan Alexander. He'll just tap it into the zone. Ethan Dahlmeyer behind his own net to play it. Shimmick unable to keep the puck in, though. Anthony Dowd's going to have to go back and regather. Dowd across ice for Bozer. Good chip play from this fourth line. Really, really fast, really big players. You have Cole Gordon, 6'2", 205, centering those two wingers. Alexander Foley, 5'10", 176, but plays a bigger style of game. Same for Kyle Smolin and Bennett Shimmick, both in the 5'11", 6-foot range, but really both play a big game as well, as the Sun Devils end up icing it for another time here and see if anything can happen off of this offensive zone draw. It'll be Dukovac, Messenberg, and Filion. So Messenberg and Filion staying together, but Dukovac coming up to play with them. And another face-off win by the Sun Devils in the defensive zone, but Simonovic gets it back on the wall. Simonovic makes a nice move around two. Backhand play, but that goes wide. Now it's Shimmick the other way. Shimmick with a nice touch pass to Alexander. And Shimmick goes offside. Looked like he was being held, but nonetheless, we will get to our first media timeout of the period. 7:44 remaining in the final frame. Score is 4-0 Arizona State. You're listening to Miami RedHawks Hockey here on Red Hawk Radio. Stay with us. Back here in Oxford, Ohio, Arizona State leads the Miami RedHawks 4-0. Jeff Middleton alongside Aiden Sones as we get set for the last 7:44 of this third period. Arizona State wins the neutral zone draw after the offside. They'll send it in deep where Christoph Filion's there to meet it on the far half wall. Arizona State moving left to right in this period. Miami moving right to left. As Dylan Jackson takes it horizontally across the blue line. He'll just dump it in with the backhand. He's tripped up, but no call coming. And Dylan Moulton will play to Christoph Filion. Filion turned it over for a moment, and then Lucas Sillinger fanned on a pass to Ty Jackson. Filion picked it up once again. Now Filion takes a hit, but ends up dumping it in anyway. It's Ty Murchison now. RedHawks needed the change. Murchison across the center red will just throw it in deep, and Simonovic is there to meet it. He tells Chupani to just go, and now Ambrosio has it, but that puck is deflected by the stick of Shimmick, and it goes into the Arizona State bench. Watch out, Coach Powers. And we are going to hit our second and final media timeout here as 6:55 remaining in this third period. 4-0 is our score. We'll be back with you in just a moment here on Red Hawk Radio. Back here after the second and final media timeout of the regulation period. Jeff Middleton alongside Aiden Sones. As we get set for the final 6 minutes and 55 seconds here. Miami Hockey here on Red Hawk Radio. Appreciate you tuning in on this Saturday night. Redhawks down 4-0 to the number 12 Arizona State Sun Devils, and boy have they looked like the number 12 team in the nation tonight. Truly not even just an offensive clinic, but also really, really strong defensively as they get to work here in the offensive zone. It's Sam Court. Court fires, but that one's off the stick of Chupani right on the near side goal line, and it goes out of play.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. The number 12 team, the Arizona State Sun Devils, living up to that number 12 mark. I know we talked about this last game too. They, starting into the season, were ranked second to last, with Miami being last. So this is an ultimate comeback story, if you will, because they are now the newest NCHC team, and they are one of the best NCHC teams so far.
We did indeed talk about that. Arizona State got the second fewest points in the NCHC preseason poll. The only team below them was Miami, and see why, as Miami still has yet to win a conference game, and Anthony Noreen's first year as head coach, of course, not to say that the record really is indicative of how the Redhawks have played over the course of this season. Had some games, especially that one against North Dakota on Friday night, in which we saw Ethan Dahlmeyer fortunately get hurt, had to spend some time out recovering, but I mean, they had a multi-goal lead and ended up giving it up. So Redhawks have really, there has been some positives, but as of now, still looking for that first win in the win column in conference play. Only 3 overall this season. They are currently on a 15-game losing streak. Sorry, I should say a 17-game losing streak. And not looking really good right now, as play is just kind of bouncing back and forth between these two squads. Still 4-0 Arizona State with 5:39 remaining in this third period.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You got to go goal by goal. You know, you can't just look at the scoreboard and be like, oh, we're down 4 goals. We got to take it. We got to hold back. We got to play it safe. No, you got to go out for that next goal, and then the next goal, and then the next goal, which can get exhausting, but it has to be done.
I think it's important to mention that Anthony Noreen has said before, he said it this week actually, in his midweek presser, that despite what the record might say and despite how frustrating it might be to be a Redhawks fan right now and come to games and watch them lose, the goals that they have set as a team and as a group, as a program, are still achievable. They have, the goal is to change the culture, and you know, it's going to take a minute to get all of the guys that this coaching staff wants in, but nonetheless, changing the culture is the most important thing here, as there's a chance for Christoph Filion to find Dukovac in the slot, but misses the pass, and now Arizona State comes the other way. Ty Jackson gets to the puck first behind the Redhawks cage. Makes a nice spin move on Connor Hutchison below the goal line. He feeds it to his brother Dylan. Dylan goes cross ice for Ethan Schmaggy. Schmaggy fires. That one's off the skate of Hutchison in front. Kicks out the Arizona State defense. That's Shellberg. Shellberg fires again off the, looks like the shoulder of Ty Jackson. Ty Jackson looking for a penalty on Hutchison. Believed he was held. No call, though. Now Christoph Filion will dump it in as his line mates get changes. Good play from Dylan Jackson to Sillinger. Back to Jackson. Dylan gives off for Sillinger. Sillinger holds center point. Drags. Pressed by Colby Ambrosio before puck goes right to Schmaggy, and now Schmaggy has it back at the right point. Schmaggy to Sillinger, not able to keep the puck on his stick. Playing catch with Noah Beck. Puck is poked back to Sillinger, center point, finds Ty Jackson. Ty holds, tries to find his brother, but it ends up knocking off a Redhawk or two, and in the glove of Colby Ambrosio, drops it, and now comes up near side. Ambrosio tries to fire one on net, but that's blocked by Noah Beck, and now Rydquist goes across for Spencer Cox near side. Cox fires, and that's blocked by the knee of Schmaggy. He's down. Puck goes on net after Spencer Cox just floats it, and the referees have blowed the play dead. I'm not exactly sure why. Schmaggy clearly hurt, but
was able to get up on his own.
Yeah, not entirely sure what. Obviously, Looks like Schmaggy's getting his hand checked out by the athletic trainer on the bench. I'm still not sure why they blew that play dead. I guess because he was down and Arizona State didn't have the puck either. They just touched it along the wall, and if you're the RedHawks, I'm sure that's a little frustrating, but nonetheless, play is back underway. It's Ryan Kirwan. Kirwan gives back, tries to find a teammate, but Rydquist intercepts, and now it's back into the neutral zone where Anthony Dowd will just fire it in, looking for a teammate to go in and forecheck and recover it. Spencer Cox now plays it up this near side for Dowd. Dowd finds Alexander. He tries to make a play to the middle, but Rydquist's stick is in the way. Makes a nice move around Dowd before going for a change, and now the Sun Devils will come out the other way. Big hit laid by Emmons, and now Nassen has the puck. Nassen plays over for Simonovic, far side in the RedHawks zone. Here's Lucius, a goal scorer tonight, plays it in. Dahlmeyer feeds it to his defenseman Moulton, and he'll just play it up and around, and that'll go for icing. So with 2.5 minutes left in this third period, you look at yesterday, a 7-1 loss in which the play felt pretty even through most of it. And today, not to say that the play wasn't even through some of it, but you look at the shot counter, 21-9 in favor of Arizona State. Still only 9 shots for Miami with 2.5 minutes left to play, and really none of them threatening at all. As far as now, maybe the Matchupani on the faceoff I thought was probably their best shot of the night. But nonetheless, Miami still really not being able to generate offense. And here's Shellberg, shoots, saved by Ethan Dahlmeyer with the chest. But again, just not really able to generate anything in terms of breakouts, in terms of winning loose puck battles or creating anything around the Arizona State net. Not even anything chaotic happening in front of Pavicic. He's had a pretty easy night so far. And as of now, it'll be the second Saturday in a row where Miami will be shut out. If you're Arizona State, you have to be happy with this result no matter. As Cruz Lucius fires one right off the face-off, a good left pad save by Dahlmeyer. But as I was saying, if you're Arizona State, you've played this game pretty perfectly. Miami's still looking for a spark of anything with 2 minutes to go in this third period. Baser loses the puck in the offensive zone, and now it's the Sun Devils the other way. Now Cullen Potter backhands one that was kind of rolling on him. It ends up going wide, and he feeds it across for Cruz Lucius. Lucius near side, loses the puck to Michael Quinn. Connor Hutchison gets the puck and plays it up for Caragiello, and then back to neutral ice it goes, and the Sun Devils recollect. Court plays through the middle for Cullen Potter. Hutchison takes the puck off his stick, and will take it up through the far side of neutral ice. He crosses the red and will just dump it in for Christoph Filion to chase. 1:17 remaining here in the third period. 3-on-2 battle behind the Sun Devils cage, and Arizona State comes with it. Good play by Anthony Dowd to kind of back up out of that scrum and take the puck out of the feet of both the RedHawks and the Sun Devils. This play is back in the Miami zone, and Richard Simonovic with probably the most obvious hand pass you'll ever see, as he was down on his stomach just trying to get the puck out from underneath him. But nonetheless, play is blown dead, and 56.3 seconds remaining. We will get a defensive zone draw in the RedHawks zone.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Less than a minute left in the game. And again, you don't want to be shut out for the second Saturday in a row. But will the RedHawks have enough of what it takes to manage in less than a minute, go all the way from the defensive zone off to the offensive zone and end up scoring a goal just for the boost of morale?
Dylan Moulton has it on the near side corner. Just backhanded around for Simonovic. A no-look backhand that's intercepted by Charlie Shane. He makes a nice move, plays it up to Murchison on the far point. Now Shellberg near side. Shellberg back to Murchison. Murchison fires. That one's deflected in front by Smolin. Didn't get to Ethan Dahlmeyer, though, as now Colby Ambrosio moves far side. Ambrosio will just chip and chase. He's hit hard by Murchison, walled off there. Not able to go chase it down, and 20 seconds remaining. The puck kicks out to neutral ice, and it's Spencer Cox. Ambrosio finds Emmons near side. Emmons shoots, but that goes wide. Now Hampus Rydquist. Rydquist shoots, but that one's blocked by Murchison again. Another shot. Shot score! With .6 remaining on the clock, Spencer Cox is the beneficiary of a big rebound. And he gets the RedHawks on the board. This game's 4-1, obviously going to be a loss, but well, shows no quit of the RedHawks that were at least on the ice at this point. And that's the kind of thing you want. Obviously not pleased with the result, as they're just going to play this out. But no, you needed that goal just to get anything. You only have a couple shots in this period, and then like you said, Aiden, you come down, see if you can come down in the last minute and try and get anything just to boost morale. Obviously you don't like the 4-1 result, and they're not going to be happy with any moral victories, but as we shake hands here, it's good to see Spencer Cox get on the board, and it's good to see the RedHawks put one in the back of the net. That will be Cox's first goal of the season and the 10th of his collegiate career. The LIU transfer makes his mark on the score sheet tonight. But that'll do it here from Goggin Ice Center. The Sun Devils come out on top 4-1. 24 shots to 11. And Aiden, we talk about that goal and how nice it might feel in the moment, but none of these guys on the RedHawks roster are going to be happy about this weekend.
You're right. You can't make this up, though. With .6 seconds remaining, they end up scoring a goal. And again, the morale is a little bit better. That goal did soften the blow of a shutout, but then again, you can't really be pleased by this RedHawk performance, especially against a new team such as Arizona State. Granted that they are the number 12 team in the nation. So overall, it was quite lackluster in my opinion. There was definitely a lot better of a showing, in my opinion. I know we were talking about this off camera. A lot better of a showing last game, as it was a lot more even hockey. But we are going 2 weeks from now playing at Colorado College, and it'll be interesting to see how Coach Noreen and this RedHawks crew can turn this around.
So the RedHawks salute the fans in attendance here at Goggin Ice Center and skate off the ice. Like Aiden mentioned, there is a bye week on the schedule next weekend, and then the RedHawks will head to Colorado College to play against the CC Tigers before returning home against their second matchup against the Denver University Pioneers here at home, February 21st and February 22nd. So that'll do it here from Steve Coach Cady Arena. My name's Jeff Middleton. For Aiden Sones, Will Salzarulo, who has your post-game report. That'll do it for us as we will get set for the next home series in a few weeks. We appreciate everyone tuning in to this presentation of Miami Hockey here on Red Hawk Radio. Have a great weekend, everybody.
listening to Red Hawk Radio. And with all that being said, here is the end of the match. 3 periods have been played. Let's go over what happened. Starting off with what happened in the third period. There were 2 goals in the third period. Arizona State got a goal by Cruz Lucius, assisted by Bennett Schmeek and Noah Beck. Miami got a buzzer beater goal to end the night. Goal by Spencer Cox, assisted by Colby Ambrosio. There's only 1 penalty in the third. It was against Arizona State. It was a 2-minute minor penalty for slashing. The nastiest minor penalty you can get, in my opinion. Now, shots on net, Miami with 11, Arizona with 24. Miami has always been good with block shots. However, Arizona has dominated them when it comes to the block shots category. Miami with 11, Arizona with 18. Now, face-offs are relatively close to Miami versus Arizona. Miami winning 27, Arizona winning 29. Now, let's just go over what happened throughout the game. First period, final score of the first period was 0-2. Second, 0-3. And then the third, 1-4. So here in Coach Cady Arena, the final score of this series of hockey is 1-4 for Saturday night. You've been listening to Red Hawk Radio. From all of us here at Red Hawk Radio, thank you for listening. I've been Will Salzarulo signing off. Have a good night.